Hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna be good, okay, dude? It's freaking another episode of the 10K podcast, episode 13 question mark. It's pretty bad that I'm this low and I'm already forgetting, but it's whatever, dude. Let's get straight into it, boys. We got the hat cast going on. It's kind of weird. I mean, those two had hats, so I had to, of course. But we got top left, one of my best friends from Tennessee, Katie, with the freaking conspiracy theorist hat already. Go for it. What's up, dude? What do you do? Hi.
Honestly, that like kind of threw me off guard. Whenever you hit me with the one of my best friends from Tennessee, I thought you were about to point at Gabe. I didn't have time to prepare. Listen, man. Okay. I'm a student at Tennessee Tech. Not gonna dox myself. That's it.
Nice.
No,
Okay, well
I,
that's fine.
I'm a student, business major, so I'm just vibing. Honestly,
Business major, avid believer that the birds
birds aren't
work for the
real.
bourgeoisie.
They do. Don't trust the parts of the tree this coming season.
Okay, very nice. Other best friend, a little bit more time though, Lolf. What are we on? 13 years, Gabe, or something?
Probably.
First grade. Who knows? Whatever. Dude, Gabe, what's up, dude? What's up? What do you do?
What's up? Well, I'm a music major at UTC. Go Mox. It's the best college ever.
Here's
I'm
the
the fat
thing.
guy that's gonna be eating.
uh, music major. What is the like crest thing you have on now? Is that Trigger Band or what?
Oh, that's School of Rock. A
Okay,
play I
well
did.
that's fine. Fuck. Damn it, dude. All right, well, starting off strong. Oh, dude. Speaking of school stuff, ah ha ha ha. Anyways, oh, do you also?
It's from a program at Tennessee Tech, but you can see the little tech
Oh, you
logo.
got that? Yeah, just the emblem. That's all you need. But yeah, dude, thanks for being on, boys. And apparently, oh, dude, I always forget this. I'm Steel 10K, Dominic Steel, whatever, running up as always. Also got a hat, dumb hat. It's like I don't wear hats, but it's a Pikachu hat from when I was probably 12 or something. I don't know. But I have it, so that's cool. Uh, yeah, man. What's been going on? Y'all got anything? Y'all got any stories or anything that's happened recently, or what's up? Nice, I'll start. Okay, a lot of initiative in this cast. Thanks, boys. Um, so I actually just got back from a trip with my family, uh, from Cancun, uh, which was like generally like I mean it's what you would expect from Cancun: drinking, going to the beach, going through flea markets where everyone is like being super pushy and like trying to sell you everything. People are following you, going like, "You want to buy bracelets or like these?" They got like the N95 masks that are like whatever, right? Um, and all that happened. Except I had my first hangover, uh, basically, which is only interesting because it was not the first time I'd ever drinking or drank, but it was just a lot of drinking, and also I'm a little stupid. Um, so basically it goes like this: we were down there for like 4 days, um, and after like the first day we get down there, we're like getting into our room and other stuff. Like we're checking out the resort. It's super cool. Um, we had some issues we had to like talk to the help desk for or whatever, but like obviously as you're walking around, there's like bars everywhere. All right, if you can't walk, I don't know, like there's a bar in every like eyesight. You can't like spin 360 without seeing a bar. Okay. And obviously we're getting drinks and stuff as we're going along because we're like, yeah, sure, why not? Fuck it, it's all inclusive, so like, you know, just get it whenever you want. um so day one goes by and drinking heavily. And then we get to uh day two, and more drinking happens, of course, to me, but not a lot of water drinking, which I should have been doing, or as much as I usually do. um and everything's going fine, um until the very like end of the night, because it's like around like 11 p.m. or something, and we're all like walking around. I mean, my family went into the casino real quick because they had that apparently. um and my dad, like, I kind of stumbled, and it was like half my fault, half not my fault, your honor. um But and my dad was like, "Oh, you hit your point," and I was like, "It's not going great over here, man. I'm okay in the head, but I'm not okay in the capabilities of moving." Um, and we start going back to the room, and I don't remember exactly why, but I basically walked alone back to the room, and they went off to do something else. So for like a few minutes, I walked back to the room and got there, and I was just chilling, watching some movie on the TV. Um, and then my mom's friends, the two of them walk in, and they started doing something. They're talking, and then, like I turn over to them, and they're like, "We're opening up these hot chips. You want any?" And I was like, "Sure, why not? I guess." And I don't know why, but I'm convinced. My dad's convinced. The two friends that got the hot chips were convinced that was my tipping point for some reason. Like I was not drinking anymore, but it was the hot chips that sent me over. Because it's the only thing I don't remember. I remember every other detail about like the night and everything except eating the hot chips. And then like I had the hot chips. They step out. I go back into the room. And then just threw up. Which like I've never done. And then started cleaning it up. Other people come in the room and go, "Oh, he's fucked up. Gotta help him." So they then like snuck into, there was like a broom closet thing nearby that they just started like stealing cleaning supplies from to like wash the floors, instead of just like calling, like, I don't know, a janitor or whoever would help clean that up. And then I went back to watching the shitty movie on the TV. And then the next day I had an exam, an online exam. But I'm also dealing with like the first ever hangover, so I'm like, oh my god, my fucking head, dude, I'm dying. The world is ending around me. But I got through that, and that was interesting, to say the least. But it also was like I said, my first hangover was in Cancun, which I feel like isn't that like uncommon, given like everyone just goes down there to spring break to drink and everything, right? But yeah, so that was my past week. Y'all got anything like that? I know, Gabe, you don't drink, but like Katie, you got any
I mean,
crazy hangover stories or something?
I don't know, crazy hangover stories, but I got a couple of crazy stories from crazy. So okay, first time I drank with my coworkers over the summer. So I worked at
Okay.
Lowe's. Absolute nightmare. Coworkers made it all the better, right? Um, Went to my coworker's house after work one day because fucking rough day, right? We were like, yeah, let's just go fucking chill, drink a little bit, watch some TV or whatever.
Hmm.
And one of his friends came over too. I didn't know her, so it was like kind of awkward, but I mean, we were just vibing, right? And I was stupid. I had a Baja Blast that I got from Taco Bell, and he was like, "Yo, I got some Everclear. Let's throw some of that shit in there."
Oh my,
Um,
I
yeah, it
see
was
the
my
issue already.
first time experimenting with Everclear. I didn't really know how bad it could possibly be. He throws a shot into my Baja Blast, and I drink the whole thing without like feeling anything. And I think I'm fine, so I just keep going. Right, I'm just downing drinks left and right.
Oh no.
It just doesn't catch up to me, and then all of a sudden it catches up to me all at once, and I'm passed out on his floor. So him and his friend start like kind of nudging me with his foot, and they thought I was dead. And then I woke up, and then they were like, "Hey, do you want to go smoke some pot?" And so they had this weird little pipe thingy, and it was like a lot of old stuff in it.
Okay.
So we went down to his garage, which was underneath his apartment, and basically like hotboxed the garage. Um, Went back upstairs, and I passed out again in the floor. Uh, I don't know how I woke up. I don't remember waking up really, but one of my friends came and picked me up and drove me home, and that was the end of that night. Wasn't hungover. Went to work, so everything was fine.
I know. So it was like the first time you're going to drink with your coworkers. You blacked out, greened out, and then don't remember how you got home, but your friend drove you home.
I mean, I remember my friend drove me home, but I don't remember the
Okay.
car ride home.
Okay,
I remember
okay.
calling him and being like, "Yo, can you pick me up? I need to go home."
And then all of a sudden you were home, and this was
And then
like the first time you were meeting some of these people.
yeah, well, it was the first time I met his friend. I knew him from work for like a couple of weeks or whatever. It was fine. I left my car at his apartment. This was when I was still living in the dorms because school was still in session. And I stumbled through. I don't know how I made it up to my room. That's the thing. I don't know how I got to my room because I was on the third floor of this building, and my friend did not help me. I just remember him dropping me off and like just leaving me there, and I was like, okay. um,
Also,
and then
like,
another time.
oh,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
I just
No,
love the thought of like, like the people that were with you, that were drinking with you, were like, oh yeah, try Everclear. Like they already wanted you dead. They're basically putting industrial hand sanitizer into your Baja Blast. You're
yeah,
drinking it, you're like, wow, this is really good. And you go on, and then you're like on the floor, they're like, she might be dead, and they're like nudging you, or like you're a dead frog they're trying to flip over with a stick.
yeah.
And then you finally like day 3 risen, okay, and they're just like, kind of smoke. Like,
It felt like I was teleporting.
your night was just a PowerPoint. You're like, and then I was drinking. And, like, it was a montage you see in a movie of like, it was a crazy night, but that was your own memory of the night.
Yeah.
I like the thought of the neighbors just peeking their head out the door while she's at her dorm trying to find her door, and
Oh
she's
yeah, I was
just
about
like
to say, like her
walking
knocking up
around.
against like doors.
Well, I was asleep by then. It was like well past midnight. But another time, same coworker actually. It was at my apartment this time.
Noticing a trend here.
Oh yeah, no, this thing happened with him. It was me, my roommate, two other people, and my coworker. We were just chilling, vibing, drinking, all the good stuff. It
As you
was
do,
like
as you do.
2 in the morning at this point. I remember this. Oh, I remember this, and I will never live it down. Me and my coworker were like, "Dude, I want some Cookout." We both wanted some Cookout, like hella wanted the Cookout, right? And we were convinced it wasn't closed yet. We were like, "Yeah, no, it closes at 4," and it's like 2 in the morning, right?
North
I'm like,
American assing, or not North America. Northern, north, non-South America,
Northern.
Michigan here. Is Cookout kind of like a fast food place, or is that like a, is it
It's
like
like
a
a
Denny's?
The fast food Red Robin.
It's a fast food place that like everything's like grill, like all the meats are grilled type of stuff, I guess. It's
Okay.
like grilled hamburgers, grilled chicken, hot dogs, barbecue, like all the stuff, and then like usually the classic thing you get is like a cookout tray. It comes with one big entree item and two sides, or you can like double up on one side
Okay.
and a drink. Um, but yeah, we just really wanted some fucking Cajun fries, and so we just kept bugging my roommate because she was the only one who was sober because we hadn't tainted her yet, and we were like begging her to take us. She was like, "Okay, fine, we will take you. Just drink some water first." Me and my coworker didn't hear drink some water first. He runs out the door. I'm sitting there trying to put my shoes on, unable to balance, right? Because drunk as fuck, and I'm balancing on one foot, trying to get a shoe on the other. I lose my like I try to reach for the wall to like balance myself, and I fall into the wall, leaving a hole. Meanwhile, my coworker's halfway down the road trying to find the car.
I can't wait for some Cookout. Oops.
I like panicked. I froze with fear because my roommate is scary when she's mad.
I just imagine like your like shoulder or arm is like in the wall, or like your back, right?
I was on the floor at that point.
Okay, and but you're just like chilling there. They're like, all right, Katie, come on. You're like, no, I think I'll just wait here. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll be here when you get back, and also I'll sleep here.
No, after that, they sent me to bed and told me I was not allowed to come back downstairs.
Did you get the Cajun fries?
No.
Oh, what is how tragic,
No,
dude.
after that happened, I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't need Cajun fries. I'll stay here. It's fine.
Only people that don't break walls get Cajun fries.
Yeah, and my roommate had to use her mom voice to get my coworker back inside because he was gone.
Look, sometimes you're, one of the rascal children that can't be tamed as a drunk, and sometimes you're the party mom who has to say, take a shot with me, and it's just a glass of water.
Oh my god, my friends do that to me.
Do they get you with it?
hmm
Uh,
I
I'll play
had
along with it, but
Yeah, no, one time I was super drunk, and I had just poured myself a fresh drink. It was like this tall of a glass, and it was like, up to the top basically. And one of my friends was like, "Dude, can I try that?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I let him take a sip. He was like, "Yo, that's sick. Can I have some?" And so he tricked me into pouring like half of my drink into his cup, and um,
just finesse your whole drink.
yeah, just for that fucking thing because I was like super excited. I was like, "Yeah, I'm a whole ass bartender over here. You can try."
That's a good one. I've never heard anything like that.
Oh, it worked.
It worked.
I guess with COVID, it's not as acceptable socially.
I guess, yeah. Um, let's see what else. There was also someone has already taken notice too. Katie, you are drinking a certain beverage that personally I don't think should be out during November. But what are you drinking right now, and also how?
I'm drinking a Sprite Cranberry.
I
Uh, I found it at Kroger at the checkout line. It caught my eye. I was like, dude, I'm just checking out. I'm just vibing. I look over and I see a Sprite Cranberry in the drink case, and I'm like, I gotta.
Was there dust all over it, and was it like the freaking Holy Grail? Like, I
No,
thought they
there
like
was
switched
no.
the sprites over or something. Like they're doing some different holiday mix or something for Sprite, but I could be wrong. Wait, they are?
There was when I stepped out of line to grab it. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Okay. So you stepped out of line. Sorry.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
I stepped out of line at Kroger because the Sprite Cranberry caught my eye, and I was like, I gotta have it. Like, come on! And
As you
somebody
do.
jumped in front of me. I didn't even move my car. The case was like 2 feet to my right, and I step and I grab one, and this man like zooms past me, and he goes and takes one of the self checkouts, and I'm like, come on, man.
Oh, if it's self checkout, I get it, cause like he doesn't know how long you're gonna be away from your car. He's like, oh, finesse the bag. Let's go.
Bro, it was rough.
I
I
saved 4 seconds. What a time save. My life's better because of it. Good for him. Good for him.
it was whatever, but
Have you ever had any like this is a really weird segue. Any like issues with like self checkout or anything like that?
yes.
Yeah.
I had a lady who thought I was stealing. But like
Funny you should mention
but
that.
I was stealing but if I was stealing, I was stealing groceries. I was also at Kroger. I would have been stealing like milk. Like I was just grabbing like extra stuff the house needed.
Yo, so one day I was at Walmart in the self checkout with one of my friends, right?
You sicking that
His name
PS5?
is coincidentally Dom. It's not the same Dom, but I was scanning my groceries, putting them in bags, putting them back in the cart, right?
Mhm.
And I get everything scanned. He had already finished scanning his stuff and put it back in the bag. And so I leave, pay, like everything. Everything is fine. And I get out to my car and I notice a single bottle of chicken broth just sitting in the bottom of my cart that I didn't scan. I wish it was a better.
So you accidentally stole. So
I
this is the
accidentally
tape
stole.
recording, Your Honor. This is her confession.
Yeah,
Mine was
but
just like uh I scanned water, I scanned milk. Like obviously it's a self checkout thing, so it's whatever. So you have to lift everything up and put it on. Um,
yeah.
and I don't know what it was. I must have looked shady or something. Like the lady next to me, like I'm pretty sure she was a tweaker or something, dude. Like she was like she just came up and was like, "Did you scan that? Did you scan that? Are you trying to steal that?" And I was like, "What's happening?" Like it just caught me so off guard that someone was just like so angry. Like, as I'm like clear, like if I wanted to steal, I'm not gonna like fake it at the self checkout, dude. I'm booking it.
Yeah.
But anyway, like she's like, "Are you stealing?" And then like the like attendant came up and was like, "Nah, he's scanned everything here," and she was like, and just walked away. Like she didn't have a defense or anything. Like she was just annoyed that she got caught lacking. That I actually was just trying to buy things from Kroger.
It's always
Anyway,
old
yeah,
people.
dude, people are weirdos. you can't go out
Meanwhile,
in
at the
public.
other register, a dude stealing a PS5,
Yeah,
running
yeah.
out of.
Oh my god, have you
Walmart.
seen stuff about that? There are like armed guards in front of Walmarts.
Oh, I've just seen things about how the PS5 is basically a brick.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just seen things about like PS5s. They've just been they had this like glitch in their software that it's like some kind of memory glitch or whatever, and it just bricks the entire system.
Oh yeah,
And that
there's
is
always
why
something like
Xbox
that
is
with the
better.
first batch of any technology. So
Yeah.
unsurprised. It's the PS5's red ring of death, probably.
Yeah.
And yet people are still trying to secure the bag, still walking out of Walmart saying it's 5 pounds of apples at the self
Just a
checkout.
Wi-Fi router.
Yeah.
Just
No,
running a
dude,
Wi-Fi
it's the
router.
crazy. Like it was such a weird thing that just like apparently you used to just be able to steal from Walmart, and then enough people got caught that now any self checkout has a camera that just kind of shows your face. Like it's just you're like, "Yup, that's me." They're like,
I mean, it shows your
they
face,
want you
but
to
it
see
doesn't.
yourself stealing, but I mean,
It
it's also for
doesn't
them.
like it doesn't show the products that you're taking though.
Mm-mm.
So you could just very well lay like a 10-pound console and bring it up as bananas.
Yeah. I also always love the thought of like, what if I just kind of like limbo low now, like underneath it, and just kind of scan, like you're just underneath the camera so it can't see you or get what you look like, and then you're like you're walking out with like the PS5 or something, and you're like, I've done it, I've secured the bag, the best heist this world has ever seen, as you're walking out,
Look,
and then like later on the TV you just see like, here is how this idiot tried to get away from and steal from Walmart, and they just clearly have your face on like a different camera on the ceiling.
in the
Just
time of
watching
face
you to like
mask,
90 degrees, standing there.
Yeah.
look, in the
Oh,
time of face mask, you got the bottom half of your face covered. You just got to put some sunglasses and a hat on.
yeah. Well,
There
that
you go.
actually already has happened. There have been people that just like that you can barely see any part of their face, so they just kind of can do crime. Obviously, I mean, like they're gonna figure it out, right? But also there was another thing, something about crime, which is a bad segue as well.
Ah, yes,
Been any
crime. I
crimes
love good
lately,
time.
fellow felons?
Have I done any crimes recently? Not that I can remember. Not that I'll admit right now, because the time before you can still accuse me of it and all that is not up yet.
The statute of limitations.
Thank you. I'll tell you in 20 years. The robberies I did on November 14th.
Wait, you committed a robbery. Am I getting paid to be here?
I mean, if you start talking, then maybe. I mean, start talking to the cops. This is not a get dunked on. This is, I mean, talking to the cops, but also get dunked on apparently.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Katie,
dude,
he's doubling your pay. You're going from 1 sack of air to 2 sacks of air.
you do
My
get 2
lungs.
seconds if you want to use the full word, but sure.
Oh, I thought he said sack.
Yeah, sacks, not.
Why would you get a sack of air? No, I'm not in the wrong for this. That makes no sense.
Basically, your lungs.
Who's paying for sacks of air, dude? I'm not. You're not getting paid in sacks of air. But whatever, dude. Let's see.
Back to crime.
Going back to crime. I did watch what could have been a crime, which was going back to the Cancun thing. I just saw a lady, like, I don't even know how it happened, but like there's this little stage where at like nighttime they have kind of shows of like music and dancing or someone playing some instruments, right? Um, and there was just some like show where they're dancing and stuff, and it was something out of like a graduation fails moment video you'd see where like the show was done, all the dancers were stepping off stage, and then one of them just kind of just like almost dominoed everyone else because she like fell, but it was like the beginning of a domino effect, and it would have been great to catch on camera, but like somehow she fell, the girl in front of her fell, and then they both just kind of fell into a dude that just kind of like saved it somehow. Which it honestly made me sad a little bit. Like it would have been kind of funny if everyone just toppled over, but
True.
and it made me think. I was like, dang, dude, like they have to do that like hundreds of times probably or something, like with everything. And I just can't imagine, like, I mean, like the stuff happens during shows and stuff where like issues come up or the show must go on and all that, but like even I mean at my graduation, there wasn't anyone that fell. There was one at my 8th grade graduation, and I guess the rehearsal of like actual graduation. But yeah, man, like it's just like the people at their worst moments or when they're least expecting it or most nervous, I feel like just kind of fumble the bag and just kind of fail a lot. Like do you guys have anything like that of like, or like any like graduation or anything like that?
I got some interesting stories when it comes to theater stuff.
Oh, well, that too. That was the next thing I was getting to, is like actual, like, cause actual theater.
Because nothing really happened at my graduation other than someone tripped. They didn't fall, but it was at our 8th grade graduation. And at our school, we did it in the gymnasium. And we had this giant gray tarp that was rolled out. Katie probably knows this.
Oh yeah.
And we had to walk down in, side by side. 2 people walked down the aisle together. And while someone was walking down, they kicked up the tarp a little bit, so the next guy didn't look at the tarp and kind of tripped, and you just heard a as he like runs forward for a second.
Oh my God.
And then he like catches himself back and he's like walking just normally, like nothing happened.
Got like a skid mark on his face. He's like, I'm chill, I'm walking, graduating.
God, nothing interesting happened at my graduation except like afterwards. It was very awkward because me and Daniel, like, we walked out the back door of the Tivoli together, and there was these like just 2 old men standing on either side of the back door, and they were just handing out these little baby Bibles. And so me, the atheist, and Daniel, the Jehovah's Witness, we were just like, no thank you. And they were like, are you sure? Why don't you want one?
Yeah, like, well, no, I love the thought even more of they passed the little Bible or psalm or whatever to Daniel. Daniel takes it and gives the pamphlet back. Like, like it's just exchanging.
No reverse.
No reverse card. Yeah. Only if you take mine. But yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
Gabe, you
man.
want to talk about some theater stuff?
Yeah, so I'll start one story with the shirt that I'm wearing in School of Rock. I played the main character, Dewey Finn. And in one of the scenes, most of my changes were just changing a vest, and I looked completely different. But one of the scenes, I had to run off stage, and I had 30 seconds to change out of my pants and take my vest off and get a jacket on and put on these gray shorts.
Okay.
Well, that 30 seconds goes by a lot faster when it's a song. And so I didn't miss my cue. My mom was backstage helping me out, and as we're going, I didn't get my shorts buckled. So I go out there with my guitar, and I'm holding it low, depending on the zipper, to just hold my pants up. And then the zipper unzips, So while I'm playing, I'm holding the guitar with the waist of my pants, hoping and praying that these pants don't fall off while I'm on stage. I remember, and I mean, I'm going at it, and there was only a couple people that noticed. And after the show, someone came up to me and went, "So, had a little issue there with your shorts, didn't you?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, kind of." After the song ended, I turned around because the lights went black. And so I had the guitar around my body. I lifted it up. I quickly buckled the pants and zipped it, and I flung back around to continue the scene. That was a fun experience. My first
dude,
wardrobe malfunction.
I got a similar one to like that. Not exactly, me trying not to, show off publicly.
Flash everyone.
Yeah, flash the audience, but I was doing it was some sort of twist on the Grimm's fairy tales. And I was the wolf in Little Red Riding Hood. And it was like the few scenes I had, they were going on fine, everything was normal. Just as rehearsal, just as we planned. And then perfect comedic timing, it gets to the point where Little Red Riding Hood comes in, and the wolf is the grandma, right? So I'm basically just, the same like thing, like I got a hat with like ears on, and then I throw on a fake grandma wig on, and then some like nightgown on, and that was the only thing that changed, right? So I run off, throw that on, come back in. The scene goes on as normal for a second, and Little Red Riding Hood goes like, "What big ears you have," or something. And on cue, like it was planned or scripted, and it was so funny to everyone in the audience except me, because obviously I'm on stage, I'm like 11 or something and terrified. The wig falls off, but it fell off behind me. And again, I already have some fake like hat on that looks like a wolf that's got like ears on it, right? So I don't know the wig fell off, but the wig fell off as she's saying, "What big ears you have." And she's just like trying to motion towards it for me to notice. And I was like, "You gonna fucking finish your line or something? Is she gonna say the rest? Is she gonna say the next bit? Or whatever." And I finally notice it, and I go, "Oh shoot!" Pick it up, throw it back on. Everyone's laughing, and I was like, "Saved it." That was the funniest part. And then continue the rest of it. Everything else goes on normal. And I don't remember who it was, but someone was like telling me, they were like, "Oh, that was the funniest part," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was totally me," and not the fact that I just accidentally just dropped the wig or whatever, right? Gabe, yeah.
I could go all day talking about theater fails. We were doing The Wizard of Oz. All right, my dad was the Tin Man, and we got to the part where Dorothy has to throw the water onto the Wicked Witch. She melts away. Well, we were up when we were up in Michigan at the time. They actually used a real bucket of water to throw on the witch. Now, keep in mind who my dad was. He was the Tin Man. What happens when the Tin Man gets wet? He rusts, right? Yeah. In the movie. Mm-hmm. The lead girl playing Dorothy throws the water, somehow misses the Wicked Witch, and just dumps it on my dad. He's just standing there. He said the only thing he was thinking was, "Lord, I hope." He says, "Lord, I hope the silver makeup's just not running off my face." Oh man. He said, but he just stood there perfectly still, like nothing happened. But bear in mind, the girl that was playing the Wicked Witch, she's tall. She's tall, and she was a little bit bigger. So there was no way you could miss this girl.
Large
and
target.
somehow this girl throws the water. It's like a baseball pitcher just like throwing, to the audience instead of home plate. It's like, how do you go that way with the ball? Another good one was during a show of Oliver Twist. We had this part where the front curtain was closed and two people had to walk across the stage.
Okay.
And then these two girls playing two pickpocketers had to run by and like shove through them. And it was like the introduction to the rich guy of that story. So the layout, real quick, of the stage, you had about probably 5 feet from the curtain to the edge of the stage on the floor, and then the orchestra pit. So they're walking, and these two girls come running, and they bust through the middle of them. Well, the one girl takes her arm and goes like this to the one
Like
guy.
pushes the guy out of the way, yeah.
Pushes the guy out of the way. Well, he's on the side by the orchestra pit. And he goes off, and he's like, whoa, and he falls into the orchestra pit. And then it was the funniest thing, because everyone's like, oh no. And he just gets up, up on the stage and just keeps walking. The orchestra, the guy, the low brass guy, was like picking up his instruments as after the dude just falls into the orchestra pit. I was waiting for a big like drum cymbal to crash. He crashed with the drums.
Yeah, I like, again, just the thought process is like, this is a pivotal character. We have to introduce him in a serious way or something. Whatever, right? And these two little girls run by, accidentally, shoulder check him a little too hard. He's falling into the musicians, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be up there. What are you doing? He runs back on stage, and it continues. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, I assume that like you have a lot. I have
a lot.
6 years of theater. I mean, if you got any more you want to say, go ahead. But we can move away.
I'll do
from that
one
too.
more.
Okay,
I'll
go
do
ahead.
one more. So let's see. What would be the good one to finish it? Oh
I have
yeah.
one more.
Okay.
Huh? Which one?
So during the show called Aida, I was a slave, and we were trying to free the story. That you just look it up. It's a lot easier just to look it up. It's hard to explain.
Okay.
Two lovers, a slave and an Egyptian, fall in love. It's treason. They have to die. Yada yada.
Okay, got it.
So I'm trying to save my queen or princess
queen.
at the time, and so the villain had to stab and kill me.
Mhm.
So the final night, the dude who was playing the villain, I kill my dude and push him off the stage, and then the guy picks up his knife, the fake knife, and he stabs it into me. I was ready for that. I wasn't ready for him to kind of miss my huge stomach and it dug all the way in. When you push the knife in, there was still a little bit of the point sticking out.
Mhm.
So he stabbed it in and then slid it across my side. And so it's like I felt like I actually got stabbed. I was laying on, and then he shoved me to the ground. So then I'm just like laying there. I'm like trying to get my breath back as he's like punctured my lung.
Great.
And I had a line still to say. After they took him off stage, the girl gets down. Oh no, Maribel, what are you getting? And I'm like,
I'm actually fucking dying.
Like,
I'm not a method actor.
This
is not fake blood. Please call the ambulance.
Trying to say my line as I'm like,
this kid's really good.
Yeah, wow, that's really good. As I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh.
What a way to go, though. Imagine if you like actually died, like just on the stage as you're like faking dying. They're like, wow, that was really good.
Get up.
Everyone's getting out of the
realistic.
scene. That kid's still laying there, huh? It's still.
Just drag me off stage, blood trickling.
There's like an actual blood stain. You're like, oh my god. That fake blood looks really real.
With this.
Look at all that corn syrup.
Look at all that corn syrup. Wow, the prop guy did really good with that knife. But yeah, that's wacky. See, what else is there going on? Oh, dude. Okay, no, Katie, I have to come back to this because I kind of started it and I don't remember how we transitioned away from it. Like, you got a Sprite Cranberry, which is something that, I believe, like Christmas music, should only come out December 1st. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Okay, you agree on that, Gabe? What is your stance on Christmas music? And also, you're not free from this. You have a Sprite Cranberry in November. Okay, don't get too cocky. Continue, Gabe.
Oh, I don't really care if it comes on after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving can roll around. We have Thanksgiving, woo, party, food, yum, and then that next day, if they want to play Christmas music, go ahead. Why not? It's Christmas time at that point.
No, it's
So
not. There's Black Friday still, which is like that night in the next.
Yo, I can't wait for
Friday
Black
a
Friday
true holiday, though.
Black Friday music. It's just like it's just heavy metal as people are like fighting each other to get like a toaster 30% off. What do you say? Gabe?
No.
I elbowed an old woman for a TV.
Honestly, Christmas music, movies, and decorations should all come after Thanksgiving. I don't care how late after Thanksgiving, just after Thanksgiving.
Okay, there are people that believe October 31st is the correct time, which
Somebody
is
in
my
my-
biggest issue.
Somebody in my apartment complex had their tree up the day after Halloween. They have it bright in their window, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? You look like the village idiot.
I'm convinced that like people like that are the same reason Spirit Halloweens just pop up out of nowhere anywhere like September and like August and all that.
Right.
Like people are just too excited about certain holidays.
I feel like I'm like genuinely surprised there's not like something for Christmas like Spirit Halloween. Like it comes around every November and it's like just like these Hallmark Christmas decorations basically. Like I feel like somebody can make a lot of money off of people.
I feel like Hallmark has just a monopoly on that probably. And then also what is it? Spirit Halloween is like the seasonal depression or flu season of just like right before October. Like there's no other way to describe it than that. It's just a menace and an absolute bacteria. But that kind of brings up another thing that I thought about is like this one's hotly contested as well, and I don't know if we agree on this, but Nightmare Before Christmas. Halloween movie or Christmas movie?
I was just about to say that.
Oh yeah? Okay.
I was just about to say that.
Well, what is our consensus?
For me personally,
go ahead.
I don't know. For me personally, it's more of a Christmas movie because it's kind of the whole premises of, Jack taking over Christmas. So, but it's also kind of a both. It's a both type.
Both, yeah.
All year round.
I personally think it's a Christmas Christmas movie, but I have heard somebody argue that it's a Thanksgiving movie, and I don't know if I want to associate.
What? Is that just because it's between the two, and they said I want both?
I don't remember. I don't remember what the reasoning was. I honestly think it was Jacob that said that.
I'm sorry, that just caught me the most off guard. I think I also kind of say it's both, but I think more so, personally, I think more so it's a Halloween movie. Or no. I only said my only thought process of why it's a Halloween movie is it's a little bit scary, and also the boogeyman did scare me when I was a kid. But that's whatever, dude.
I just don't like it.
There's a lot of like Christmassy movies that are like for kids that are just kind of terrifying. And this is really weird, but I mean like the Polar Express has two moments. Number one, every single character is terrifying. Number two, the puppet scene. The puppet scene is actually traumatizing, and I'm fairly certain it's our generation's version of Jaws. Of just like
That and those freaking elves. Oh my gosh.
The elves are also very scary. Man. Every humanoid in that is terrifying.
As much of it was like kind of creepy, I thoroughly enjoyed the Polar Express solely because it it gave us an excuse every year in elementary school to have a pajama day. We would always have a pajama day, have hot cocoa, and just watch it.
Your school had a Polar Express day? Excuse me?
We had a pajama day, but pajama day was dedicated to watching Polar Express because, like, they went
That
hand
sounds
in
sick.
hand. Without one, we wouldn't have had the
No,
other.
I get it. I get it. I just can't imagine that because, I mean, the only things I can, like, imagine having, because, dude, holidays in schools gave up, it seemed real quick. Like, it was like
Yeah.
4th or 5th grade, they just were like, nah, we're not doing it anymore. But there was
Yeah.
just like
Oh,
there was like the holiday party before like winter break, and then there was also Halloween, and that was it. I can't, so that's why it surprised me.
My elementary school made us do something for Valentine's every year.
Oh, that too.
We would have a Valentine's exchange, but if you got anyone anything, you had to get something for everyone else.
Of course, as you
But
do.
some people, like the more popular people in the class, they would get these like expensive Valentines for all of their friends, but then get these like cheap like little holographic cards for the other people that they didn't like. So technically they were giving something to everyone, but they would never give candy to the people they didn't like.
Of course, dude. And that's why every school does candygram, so you can specifically say, hey, this person is cool.
Yeah.
And the rest of y'all are okay, I guess. Here's something that's super cheap I got from like
Here's a
Meyer.
pity prize, I guess.
Yeah. Also, dude, candygrams. This is a weird one. Candygrams and what's the one for the St. Patty's Day?
oh, the
Shamrock something. Shamrock grams.
I've never had something for St. Patrick's Day.
Really?
They
yeah, I remember
banned
what you're talking about. It's like the 4-leaf clover
Yes.
thing.
they
It's
literally
something like that.
they banned St. Patrick's from like our school just because people would keep pinching each other, and they're like, we can't allow violence in the classroom, and we're like, well, they shouldn't have been wearing it.
Look, it's very simple. You wear green, you don't get pinched. All right. It's the price you pay for living on this day of the year.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
But no, those two always like confused me just because like I know I didn't really care enough, and always like the candy on them was like it was low tier trash.
True.
Arguably, Your Honor, in terms of like the tiers of candy, it was like Suckers or Smarties, which obviously never really cared for, and also just watch other people snort, and I kind of can assume where those people are in life now, but that's a different matter. And then also people would like people would either get like one for all their friends, or they'd get 700 for themselves. Oh, and Gabe's
Oh,
Gabe feels called out. Gabe was one of them. He's dead, dude.
I don't know what happened. He was fine 1 second, gone the next.
He actually got called. He felt called out, dude. Sorry for
Yeah,
calling you
Sorry,
out
I
like
didn't
that,
hear
Gabe.
any of that. I
Sorry,
apologize.
I won't talk about the people who bought 700 candy grams for themselves for some reason.
No,
Okay,
sorry. Everyone froze when you started talking about the shamrock ones. You said the low grade candy, and then everyone just froze.
Okay, well, sure. That I'll have to remember that excuse next time. Okay.
No, repeat it. I want to hear this.
No,
What
it was
you
just
said.
that like everyone, you either were someone who got 1 candy gram for all your friends, or you were someone who bought 700 for yourself. And you just see like the people from like the student council or whatever would walk around to pass them out, and there'd be like 1 for this person, 1 for this person,
Wait, hold on.
and everything else for blah blah blah.
Is that where you would like pay like the school or whatever to anonymously quote unquote send your people? Oh my god, we had that in like middle and high school, but it was for roses. We would have it every year around Valentine's Day. It would be send a carnation to people, and some of these people would come in and hand these girls entire fucking bouquets.
What the fuck?
And most of the time it was their moms buying it for them. And then there'd be the same like 2 or 3 girls every single year who would not receive a single one. I am speaking out of bitter hatred because I was one of those 2 or
I
3
was
girls
one of the
who
three. I
never
was one of
received
the
a single
three.
one.
They hate us because they ain't us.
People bought them for their friends, they bought them for their lovers, their moms bought them for them. Like, I didn't get a single one.
No, dude, I didn't even have that in high school. In high school, it was the same thing that we had in elementary school. It was you pay a bit of money and you can send someone a note, and that's connected to a small thing of candy.
Honestly, the carnation idea was such a bad idea.
That's so cheesy. I love it, dude.
Oh, because the guys, they didn't get anything either. Nobody was
Of
gonna send the
course.
guys flowers.
No, dude. I would make it a tradition to get all of the homies together. All the homies are getting bouquets, dude. I don't care, dude. Because I
I
feel
mean,
like
the
that'd be
bouquets
really
are kind
funny
of
if just like, all right, every girl in this classroom has her roses, and also we have 4 bachelors for like 4 dudes. Is this correct? We have a palette of roses for some dude in 4th period chemistry. Okay.
I wish, man.
I wish.
I wish my homies and I were that close in high school. Sorry, Gabe.
Dang. Well, I don't
And
want to hear
Brandon.
it, dude. You freaking outed him with some video, some art class video he made or something, right?
What do you mean?
Which one?
I don't remember. It was some like, it was. I don't remember what it was. It was something you guys did for a high school class. That Gabe was
It
like
was
the main character. And you
no,
were
no, no,
running around
no.
the library.
Book Macklin, dude.
What
Oh
was it?
yeah, book Macklin. Listen, okay, I
Explain.
just want to share this real quick. This is for future reference for you two. Everything that's out there, I'm okay with being out there. It doesn't embarrass me.
Okay.
So you could straight up post that on every social media website you wanted. I wouldn't care.
Dude, book
Doesn't bother me.
him.
Like
What?
the one you sent earlier, Dominic, well, a few weeks ago with the one where we danced to "You Can't Stop the Beat."
Oh yeah,
Me and my family.
I did. I
Doesn't
did
bother
send a
me.
Facebook post your family put out because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, no.
Made people laugh.
The one you're talking about, Dom, is we did it for our high school librarian. She was tired of people stealing library books and not returning them, basically. And so she was like, "Hey, can you guys make a PSA video for me and just be creative with it, do a PSA about books being returned to the library." And we did, and we never finished part 2. Eli lost the footage to part 2, but part 1's out there on YouTube.
Part 1 you can find. Part
Um,
2 we have a GoFundMe ready for
We
the
gotta
continued
refilm
filming.
it, remake it.
No,
Katie,
you
how did
don't
you
remake the
guys
first part.
create book
You keep the
Macklin?
cheesy high school art project like quality of the first part, and then you have a movie like quality for the back half of the PSA. Also, who is stealing books from the library going, "Oh, I'll watch this PSA. Oh wow, it told me
Yo,
not
Oh,
to steal."
by the way, it was so cringy it worked. So
No,
that's
it didn't.
ironic.
No, it didn't. They
No,
just
no, no.
stopped checking people for
This
stealing.
is super ironic. Before high school, I mean, not before high school, before senior year, because that's whenever I was in the video or did the video thing, was my senior year.
Okay.
Every year leading up to that, I stole so many books from the library.
Why? Was it for
Because
class, or you just were like, "Hey, I'm gonna read,
it's
and no
mainly
one
like
can
I
stop
found a
me."
book. I loved reading when I was younger. So I found a book and I really liked it, right? And so I would just like take it home with me on the school bus and I would forget to check it out and then I would feel too embarrassed to take it back. That's how I funded my library in my room before my house burned down. I
Oh
had
my
so
she
many
was
books and they're all
stealing
gone.
books from the library.
You know why, dude? It's the karma catching up to you. All right.
If you're watching this,
It's the butterfly effect. All right. If you never stole that first book and read it on, if you never liked your reading, your house never burns down.
look,
That's just how life went.
if Miss Hawkins or Miss Z is watching this, I promise, I love you guys. I did not mean to steal but I did.
You're like one of the people on Scared Straight. You're like you went from
Beyond
stealing
Scared
books to then making a video about not stealing books. Or like
Yeah.
anyone who's just like, oh dude, you shouldn't do blah 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 blah. It's bad in here, man.
It's called reformation, all right? I'm
Sure.
reformed.
You went through book rehab.
I've not stolen a book since. I have.
Oh no. Dude.
Oh no!
Go ahead.
I
Go
stole
ahead.
a book from my boss.
Wait, why?
Because I had to read it for his class, and I never.
Wait.
ended up
Wait. What does that mean? Why did your boss have a class?
So
The
my
boss
boss,
is her professor.
yeah, my boss,
Oh.
my campus job was my professor for one of my classes last semester, and he was like, "Yeah, y'all got to read 3 books and do an executive summary over them." And I read one book, I got the second book and was gonna read it, and he was like, "Oh, JK, here's a project y'all could do instead of reading the last 2 books." That's why I created a website about myself.
Okay.
And so instead of
So
reading that
but you
book,
still had the book and never returned it.
I feel too embarrassed to be like, "Oh, hey, I found this book. I think you might would like it."
Was this also the same guy? Wait, no, this had to have been the same guy where you called in sick for work but you went to class? Or you did the reverse?
Wait, what time are you talking about?
That's also problematic if you don't know which time. You like called in sick to work, like, because he's the same guy, but like you either called in sick to work but you actually went to class, or you did the reverse where you went to class but then called in sick for work.
I mean, I feel like I've done that a few times.
Okay, yeah, see, that's
I've
why
never
I'm
seen a
saying that's
problem
the
with
issue.
it.
If you're asking me which time, that's
No, one time I like called out of. I didn't call out of work. I left work like an hour early so I could, or hour and a half early so I could go to Murfreesboro.
okay. Also, I feel like a huge issue with the fact that like the the professor has a part-time job. Or a
Yeah.
full-time job, like
No,
a second job regardless.
him being my boss, that is his full-time job. Being a professor is his part-time.
that seems even worse.
Probably the title of lecturer.
I mean,
he a
he's an executive. He is the professional development executive, or the main guy that for professional development department in our building.
You don't have to
And
give too much information. Cool.
He just teaches one class.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a in terms of like weird professors, I had one who like at the beginning, at the beginning of classes, they're like, hey, this is who I am, here are my qualifications, here's why I can teach you. And realistically, everyone's sitting in that class going, dude, just fucking show me the rest of the syllabus. I just want to know when I can't party, okay? And when are my deadlines, right? But he's doing all that, and he's like, most of your professors have, they've gone through extensive education, and he was like, I don't even have my master's. I barely scathed by for my bachelor's, and I just have like 40 years of programming, and that's why he was not only was he a not only was he was computer science, not only was he like a computer science professor, he was also the intro computer science professor. So he's like, so everyone who's just getting into computer science is having this professor who's just been coding for 30 years and is now like, yeah, I'll talk to kids about it, sure, why not. So that was definitely whack. I feel like there was another one I had. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, my intro to honors professor, crazy guy, right? He was absolutely like, he let us out of class early every single time because we only met once a week, but it was for like 2.5 hours. He was like, I don't like doing that for that long. I'm bored, so you guys can leave. Or it'd be like, it's hot in the classroom. Y'all can go ahead and go home. But for his syllabus, he gave us one email, but he gave us his Snapchat and his, I think, Instagram on it too.
Nice.
So our whole class added him on Snapchat, obviously. For the end of the year, he took us out to eat. He took us to a Mexican restaurant in town.
Okay.
He didn't pay for us, obviously, but
yeah,
like the whole ass class, like just showed up at Cinco's one day.
That's funny. I also love the thought of like He's like, here's my Snapchat and Instagram. You add him on Snapchat, and he just starts sending streaks to everyone. But the streaks are just the notes from the day, like the lecture, with a big red S on it.
I still have him added on Snapchat because it's entertaining. Every single time there's an exam, he shows us like the average. Doesn't show us anyone's grade because FERPA laws, but.
Yeah.
He shows us the average, and he's like, "Boy, I hate my class," or something. Most of his averages are in the 30s and 40s.
Oh my god, dude. But that's
Man,
also he's also pulling a really risky thing, because if he's doing that, then you who were in his class and added him just kind of go, "Oh, what'd he say about us, dude? Oh no."
Yeah. But every exam day, he like posts a picture like of him in the class, and he's like, "It smells like dying students in here." Oh my god.
That's fantastic. I love that, dude. I had sort of straying away a little bit. There was one of my high school teachers. You know how like most of them are like, oh, they're not gonna put up with this in high school and all that.
Yeah.
I had one teacher who she was very clear. She was like, no, you're gonna have some weirdos. There's gonna be some people who've committed to one subject and they didn't commit to social cues or anything else. Okay, they are paid to teach you the subject. Everything else is allowed to be weirdo about them, right? And she told us about one particular teacher she had, he was like a history teacher or something, and he just got a little bit too into character, during his classes, and getting people interested, which apparently worked because she remembers a lot of history, even though she was an English teacher, but. This guy he'd wear costumes based on like what the like topic was anytime he had anything, which was fine during most of the stuff, because it was like, oh, he's got like Civil War stuff from like the Union, or like just like a bunch of different like mostly military costumes and stuff, right? And it was all fine until they started getting like further and further in American history, to the point where apparently the dude just had a KKK hood. So everyone's walking into this it's a 200 person lecture hall, right? Everyone's sitting down, and at the front center is just the professor in a white hood, just like, hello class, today we'll be talking about, and everyone's just like, what the fuck?
Could you picture if the class was sitting there and he just walked in and all you heard was the footsteps walking in, and everyone was just dead silent as this dude just went, "Good morning, class."
Oh yeah, what if I just imagine what if he was the last one? Everyone's sitting like next to the teacher, and then all of a sudden they just see this guy walking down the stairs to the desk, like, oh my god, he didn't, dude.
Hey, I will be right back.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to let you know, I don't want to just like drop out and be like, yo.
Wait, what are you doing?
I have to use the bathroom.
Oh, go ahead, dude.
I've been chugging my Sprite Cranberry, alright, man.
Sprite Cranberry. But yeah, that dude was incredibly wild. That dude was very weird. But again, like I said, she knew a lot about American history, so I guess whatever he was saying worked, but his look was a little off. Also, he did all that. There was something else I had to say. Can't remember, dude.
Well, I got a story while you can try to think of it.
If you, yeah, go ahead.
My history professor last semester before, Rona, when we were going through the syllabus, she said there will be no laptops, no phones, no electronics allowed in this class.
Yeah.
She said I usually would allow it, but I had an incident one time where while I was teaching, up in the back row, she walked up the stairs because she likes, to pace the classroom, keep people intact. Well, she said she walked by this guy, and he had headphones on, and she looked at his computer, and he was watching porn. in the class.
Some
In the
people got
classroom.
issues, dude. Come on, man. Like, you can't-
And she said this guy was doing that, and she said, I was appalled. I just stopped. She said I kind of kept going, but I walked by him and I just closed his laptop on him. And he said his face was so red. He was so embarrassed. Who does that?
No. Number one, yeah, who does that? No. Number two, I like the thought of her being like, you know what, it's okay, you can cheat, you can do whatever, dude. That guy, he's got an issue. He has to be stopped, because he does. Like, how deprived are you that you're just doing that in public, man? Come on.
What? And then not only that.
Also in the class where you know the teacher just kind of paces around, walking around, you're like, I'll risk it.
His friend was watching with him.
What did you just say?
I was watching with him. That was the worst part. Oh, our class was dying of laughter, and she said, "You know it's hilarious because it's funny now, but at the time,
oh, dude, she must have been terrified, dude. She was like, "What the fuck is going on? Why did this have to happen to me? Why the
She was like, I wanted to quit after that class. I was ready to just walk."
You know those two kids dropped the class immediately. There's no way in hell you have that happen and go, yeah, I can look this teacher in the eye and have her grade my tests. Oh,
but
God,
luckily it was just them three that knew about it. None of the class, they just thought, the dude was, playing a game or something. So she shut his computer. But no, man, that happened that's where we were all taken aback because the way she said it, we were just like, what?
Did I hear that right? Did I hear that right?
She actually said that, and we all questioned. And one dude said, I'm sorry, what? Yes, you heard correctly. Oh man.
I don't even know where to go, dude. I'm flabbergasted. That's insane. Oh, Katie, you missed a good one. Yeah, I guess you'll have to watch the VOD. LOL.
All right.
Oh man.
But I've seen a lot of people not do stuff like that, but play games or stuff like during lectures and stuff.
Classroom. That's the worst thing. Is it's in the classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I need to know this. It was in the classroom.
It was in the classroom. The teacher was walking around. The two dudes were looking at the computer screen. You can do the math on the issue.
Oh, fuck, dude.
And why the teacher no longer allows electronics in her, room.
I don't think I want to know anymore.
But, yeah. So that's insane. But like I said, pre-Rona, being in a college class, it's very common to see people just goofing off, really. And I remember there was a point where a guy, like, I was completely amazed that this dude that I kind of like watched throughout during the class, because it was my Calc 1 class where we were just doing nothing, right? Or I mean, for the first half was doing nothing, and the second half all of us were crying. But this guy during class, it was not uncommon to see. He'd be doing like homework, or he'd be doing work. He'd be doing future work. Like, he's not a procrastinator or something, right? Like, he looked like he was a good student. And then he'd just switch over to Minecraft and play Minecraft while listening to the lecture. And this dude, at some point, it just amazed me, just the like skill he had of doing this, where he was just talking. He was asking a question while playing, and I'm just watching him fight a creeper. He's got like not a mouse, but he's just doing the trackpad, fighting a creeper in Minecraft as he's asking a question to the teacher about what's going on the board, and he's just like, his eyes are just like do because I'm standing up because I'm at the board. But this I'm losing my brain. But I can't imagine how that dude in high school was, because if they had, I mean, most high schools have like computers or something, or you have like your laptop or something, like what that kid could have been doing.
Yeah.
Similar to Gabe. But hopefully not.
Oh man, yeah, that was an interesting one.
Oh
I will
shit.
say.
I have a story, sorry.
Go ahead.
Just like hearing about all that just reminded me. So there was this professor my freshman year. He was in one of the engineering departments.
Okay.
I don't remember which one. It doesn't matter because the story's fucking crazy, right? Basically, he used his school computer, his faculty computer. He was a professor. Faculty computer used it to store almost a terabyte of child porn.
Okay. Well.
And man,
Next
like
topic.
we literally had like an investigation, like a big investigation, right? Man
Oh.
fled the country.
Fled the country.
Fled the country before anyone found out, and then once they like found out he had it, they went looking for him, and then they found out that he left the country. So that was crazy.
Imagine just like you walk into class one day and there's not even, or like even better, you just like you're at your dorm or something, you're just chilling. You wake up in the morning, you get ready, you're about to go to your lecture or whatever, and then you just get an email from an anonymous email source, that just says class is canceled. I'm in another country. Don't look for me. Don't ask questions. You all got you all get A's unless they switch the professor. And then like 3 days later, you hear that there's an investigation on the man.
So just get F's.
That's Jesus, dude. I don't know what to say about that. We had I don't want to get into this. I'm gonna stop this.
Yeah.
Because I realized I had a story. Not as much like that, but there was a teacher in high school that was a bit too touchy, and there was just
hey,
like,
Katie, we had a teacher like that. We had a teacher like that.
Wait, which one?
Don't say,
Oh, the one that has a previous arrest record.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Chicken legs.
Chicken legs.
Yes,
like
dude, I knew it.
boy.
But this teacher had like, and this was like a known thing of like, as female students were even telling other teachers, they're like, this guy's like, he's a little too close at times, right? But I never had him, and I was like, that's weird. I mean, he looks kind of like a weirdo, right? But like, hopefully nothing actually ever comes up with that. And then a year later, everyone was like, what happened to the teacher? And they were like, oh, you didn't see? You were in the other hallway at that time? Yeah, the cops took him out in cuffs. And everyone was just like, we have no fucking idea what happened. But it was just like, apparently someone actually like took it to the police. And then never saw him again. But so that was interesting. He was one of the many teachers we lost, except the other teachers we lost were just because they like found other opportunities and just wanted to leave the school.
There's always that one.
There's always one, dude. We had one, Gabe. I don't know if you remember this. There was one in 6th grade. In 6th grade, there might have been multiple, because I don't know, because the school was separated into the 4 teams. No, this was the gym teacher.
Oh shoot! Really?
Gym teacher, and we had like we had 3 different gym teachers in this one year. But yeah, I don't remember which one it was because it was grade, right? But one of them just got taken out because he had, similar to Katie's professor. That was yikes,
I think it was the big guy.
I put money on it. I don't think that's a bad bet. It's crazy to think that just like the amount of times that just has like happened in school. And I mean, we could be rare occurrences, or at least I could be a rare occurrence.
We just have that luck.
I wouldn't call it a luck. I'd call it unluck, but yeah, sure. That's a bit of a yikes. Anyways, what else we got going on? Y'all got anything else you want to talk about?
The weather is quite nice.
I'm going to drop kick you once you come up.
Bro, the weather down here has been super like back and forth. Like yesterday it was like 40 degrees. 3 days ago it was 80.
Oh, dude, that's something I absolutely hate about you guys, or at least I did in high school. You guys would show me pictures and be like, "Oh, we got school off. It's sick."
You got
Because,
2 feet of snow and you're still going.
No, because you guys would be like, "We got school off. It's sick," and show me a picture where like it's raining, like it's clearly raining, and you're like, "But it could have snowed." And meanwhile, I'm fishtailing in the parking lot and on like main roads trying to get to school. Like I'm on an ice rink at the stop sign by my neighborhood, like swerving in. Just trying to get to school. Actually, like realistic, like not even joking. Actually, fishtailing around turns sometimes. And
Current
you guys are
objective
like,
survive.
yeah, new objective survive. As there's like a foot of snow, like coming down within the next like 2 hours, and they're like, I don't know, good luck. There was a windstorm that took out power lines and stuff, while we were at school, and they were like,
Oh, I remember that. I remember that.
yeah, I told you guys about that. They were just like, hey, good luck, boys. You might make it home.
I remember being up there while we were living up there. We were driving to the store, and we're coming up to a red light, and my dad is, trying to stop.
Oh,
Well,
I hate that.
he's good, usually with snow, and so he's stopping, and he's really far back hitting the brakes. Well, he's stopping, but then all of a sudden we get to just flat out ice, and my mom's like, Larry, it's a red light. Larry, it's a red.
I'm trying.
Dad was like, I'm trying to stop, but it's just not happening. We just roll through the red light.
I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice.
We just kept rocking and rolling. No cops, thank the Lord. But man, we were just there we went.
What's a cop realistically gonna do? It's like, oh yeah, I tried to get one past you, officer. I was going 10 miles per hour through the intersection on ice. Haha, got him, dude. That was totally my choice. That's actually like I don't have any like fears about driving or anything, but it's like somewhat like recurring like nightmare I have is just like I'm driving and I just like literally just can't stop. Like I just start like I slow down, but I just start gliding into the intersection. I don't get hit, but it's just like the anxiety of that happening.
Yeah.
And then for some reason I drive up to another intersection immediately after, and the same thing just keeps happening until I wake up, and I'm like, what is this even? This can't even mean anything, dude. This is so stupid. Are you kidding me? I'm so annoyed. My brain made this, dude.
So many dumb ways to die.
Yeah. Y'all get any like recurring like dreams or anything like that? Because usually that says something about you.
I never have any dreams twice.
Oh, okay.
I did have a weird one last night where I woke up and I like was screaming. I thought at least.
Wait, you thought you were screaming, but you woke up and
I
were
couldn't
like,
tell if it was in a dream or in
fine.
real life. But I just pulled up I parked in one of the university parking lots, and I got out of my car, and as I was walking, locked the car door, and I'm just walking. It's nighttime down here. It gets dark at 3 p.m. So I'm walking. It's about 8 o'clock. I'm just walking. Check my phone. Put my phone back in my pocket, and I turn around, and there's just this clown. It's like one of those. You remember that creepy clown incident that happened like a couple of years
like
ago?
2016 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those just standing behind me, and so I'm like, oh shoot! And the guy charges at me, and so I yeet my keys at him, and take off running. Well, like 5 other ones just tackle me and just start beating the crap out of me, and I woke up. I don't know what that was
you just
for.
thought you were screaming.
I couldn't tell if it was in the dream, me screaming in pain, or me like, what the heck just happened? So that was my dream, Katie. What do you got?
That's wacky, dude.
I don't have crazy dreams. I'm sorry. Oh, except for the time I sleepwalked. That was a crazy story, dude. So I was still living in the dorms. It was my freshman year. The
This
end of
was
my
the night you
freshman year.
smoked weed and drank.
No. It was my freshman year, end of the first semester, right? I'm like super stressed because finals are like next week at this point. And so I go to sleep feeling all peaceful and sleepy in my bed, the top of my bed that's 6 feet in the air, right? Next to my roommate, whose bed is also 6 feet in the air, but that part's not important. And I have a dream that somebody's like calling my name and they're like at my door. And so, like, in my dream, I walk towards them and I start following them. So I follow them downstairs into the basement of the dorm and I start like following them to their room. And then I wake up and then I'm like actually following somebody. And then I stop and I'm like, oh, and I turn around and I walk back upstairs and I go to my room. My keys are in my room, door locked behind me. Since I was asleep, I didn't have my phone. So here I am. I just woke up in the basement of my building with no keys, no phone, no way of getting into the room. It was 2 in the morning at this point, and I couldn't exactly like wake my roommate up. I tried. I knocked on the door. Nothing. And so like I was about to just sit down and cry for like a few hours, but then my RA like walks through the hallway, and I'm like, "You blessing of a human, please let me in my room." Because for whatever reason she was still awake because she's just like that.
She's quirky like that. Yeah.
She is quirky like that. So she went and got the key from the office and let me in my room, and I was like,
How nice of. I didn't have this dream, but Gabe actually our other friend, our used to be friend, also named Gabe, had told me about that. There was one day where it was like during summer, and I was like calling him up to play like video games. This was when we were on like Kick, I think, or Google Hangouts, one of them.
Hangouts, good old Hangouts.
But I started a voice call, and he answered immediately, and I was like, that was weird. Like it was like he was already looking at it, like about to do the same thing, and I was like, yo, what's up? He's like, this is insane. I'm like, good, what do you mean? He's like, dude, and he tells me apparently he had just woken up because he had a dream that he was like doing something in a mall, and then all of a sudden he just got a phone call, and he walked up to like a red I don't even know what to call it, like a landline. There was a red landline, picked it up, answered it, and it just said it was from Dom. He then got like jump scared, woke up, was like, what the fuck happened? And then looked at his phone, and as soon as he looked at his phone, I started calling him, and he was like, there's a bad omen, dude. Something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. There's an issue.
Dude, I remember when me, you, and Gabe just spent, gosh, 6 months, maybe a year after school every day, just playing video games, Dungeon Defenders, Castle Crashers.
It was what you do, dude. We were gamers gaming. Y'all got
good time.
Yeah, good time. Of course. Y'all got anything else you want to talk about, or? I mean, we've been going for about an hour and a half at this point, so.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go soon anyway. So unless we have any final like conversations.
Oh, dude. I just think this is a good place to stop if y'all are okay with that. So. Thanks for being on, boys.
Bad dreams.
Huh?
I said bad dreams. Great place to stop.
Yeah, yeah, perfect, of course. Dude, so thanks for being on, boys. The Hat Gang, apparently, for some reason.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh,
Thank you
I hate both of you. I hate both of you. Just because I did it in that business pitch that y'all watched. Shut the hell up. I'll fight both of you, okay? Anyway, dude, Gabe, we'll start with you. We'll go backwards. Gabe, anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I don't know. Instagram's Gabe Hubbard 40, all lowercase. If you want to hit me up with the follow.
Nice.
Gabe, who doesn't use his Instagram.
Gabe doesn't. Wow, dunk on him harder, dude. Katie, you want to shout anything out? Any conspiracy Facebook groups you're a part of?
No, unfortunately not. I just want to shout out my Instagram, which is Kate Cataly. Right there. There we go.
Cataly.
Boom.
Oh.
Double T in the middle. That's all you need to know.
It'll be in the description. I'll have it. Yeah. So that's good. Again, thanks for being on. Remembering my outro. Dominic, Steal 10K, whatever. Steal 10K on everything. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, everything. You can find me everywhere. It doesn't matter. Dude, let's freaking get out of here, boys.
Adios.
Nice. Good night.